Well, hey there, welcome, and thank you so much for joining us today. You know what? This episode is dropping on December 23rd, 2025.
Woohoo.
And if you're listening right as it drops, we just want to say thanks and give you a big shout out. Right? It's only 2 days before Christmas right now, and we know that you've probably got some last minute stocking stuffers to grab, maybe some holiday baking or craft projects that are currently in progress, maybe people to coordinate with, and 100 little details to kind of pull together whatever your family's doing to celebrate.
Yes, there's so much to do, and yet you've decided to hang out with us. We're grateful for that.
That's right.
Now, from our experience, it's easy to get swept up in all the holiday preparations.
Yep.
But for those of us living in complex blended families, one of the most important things you can do is slow down long enough to understand the unique perspectives of your kids and your stepchildren.
That's right. I know sometimes people wonder, hey, is understanding the kid's perspective really that important? Like, does it actually make a difference for me? The answer is absolutely. When we're able to step into our kids' shoes and truly understand what they're experiencing and maybe a little bit of why, then we're better equipped not only to meet each child's needs, but also to respond with a broader, more compassionate perspective. And so that leads to healthier interactions, stronger connection, more peace, and maybe even a little more joy and laughter, especially as we head through the holidays.
Yeah, that's right. We've been blending for almost 25 years, and we've learned how crucial it is to see things from your kids' point of view. It's why we have an entire category of episodes focused on this essential element of blending.
That's right.
It's also why 3 years ago and about 77 episodes ago, we interviewed all three of our kids specifically to understand their experiences around our family's holiday celebrations, which were all too often filled with stress and disappointment rather than the magical moments that we hope for.
That's right. At the time of recording this, our kids were 18, 19, and 27. And our conversation got kind of introspective as we asked about their favorite memories, which was really fun for us to hear, but we also dug into the harder stuff. Those negative holiday experiences and the things that they wished we had done differently.
When we hit record, we had no idea what they were going to say.
That's right. It wasn't rehearsed at all.
No, and it was eye-opening to hear not only what they really enjoyed, but also what they experienced as pressure, guilt, sadness, perfectionism, and just overall negative vibes. Those are their words.
Those are the kids' words,
yeah.
Right? Yeah. Now, our hope back when we first released this interview and still today is that you're going to gain some insight into what it might be like for kids to navigate the holidays in a blended family. And we thought with Christmas only being 2 days away, we'd reshare this interview with you this year. And it's our prayer that the conversation opens up opportunities for you and your spouse to maybe consider each of your children's unique perspective so you can approach your family's celebrations through the lens of patience, understanding, and a little empathy as well.
Absolutely. So grab your favorite hot holiday drink, sit back, and enjoy getting to know our kids a little.
Yeah.
We hope that you'll learn from some of our own missteps and also begin exploring how your kids might be experiencing the complex and often confusing dynamics of a blended family Christmas.
That's right. So we'll jump into the interview just on the other side of the intro. Welcome to the Blended Family Breakthrough Podcast. We're your hosts, Mike and Kim.
We believe in a world where blended families can experience a future full of hope, connection, and peace.
That's why we offer tools, strategies, and guidance that move you from a place of confusion and conflict to experiencing a life of confidence and connection.
We're so glad you're joining us for authentic and sometimes comical conversations as we cover everything from romance to parenting and yes, even dealing with that difficult ex.
So if you're ready to experience breakthrough in your blended family, you're in the right place. Let's dive in. Hey, everybody. Welcome. Glad to have you on the call.
Yep.
Hi.
Hello.
All right. Here's what we want to do first. I'd love for you to be able to introduce yourself to the listeners.
Yep.
And just say your first name, say your age, and maybe share a little bit about what you're up to in life lately. So who wants to kick that off?
I will.
Okay.
All right,
Annika's
go
up.
for it.
Go for it.
My name is Annika. I'm 27 years old. And right now in life, I'm kind of figuring out my next steps with proceeding to the dental hygiene program and just working
Yeah. And where are you working?
at a dental office.
At a dental office. Yeah. Well into that. That's awesome. Yeah. Very good. Who's next?
Let's go by age. I'll go next.
Okay.
All right, Phoebe.
I'm Phoebe. I am 19 years old, and currently in life, I am attending my second year at a university and pursuing music education.
Okay. Very good. Awesome. And getting ready to start a new job.
Yeah.
And getting ready to start a new job. Yeah.
Very good.
Good for you. All right. That leaves one more.
Baba.
I'm Jacob, and I'm 18, and I am studying music education and music performance, and I'm working, and yeah.
Yeah, there you go. All right. School and work. That's good. Okay. I'm Mike, and I'm just kidding.
We all know about you.
Oh, I know. I apologize. All right. Well, I'm excited. We're going to talk a little bit about what we've experienced as a family over 20 plus years of holiday seasons.
Yeah.
And one of the things that is really interesting about our family, like I've talked to lots of people about how blended families are kind of like fingerprints. From a bit of a distance, they all look really similar. And we have a lot of similar pieces and challenges and things like that. But the closer we get to them, the more we notice there's actually differences as well.
We're unique.
There's all unique. Yeah. Each family has some uniqueness to them. And one of the things I think is kind of unique about our blended family is you've met Annika before on the podcast, and she's here again. And Annika was 5 when Kim and I got married from a previous marriage from Kim. And then Phoebe and Jacob are our mutual kids that we've had over the last 20 years. And so that's created, especially with this distance in age between Annika and Phoebe and Jacob, is we have like these 3 phases in our experience as a family. We started with this time where we were kind of just a typical blended family as me and Kim and Annika, and
trying to figure it out.
Annika was moving between 2 homes, and we all got along, everybody really pretty amicably for quite a while. And then we had some season of struggle. Would you say that's true, Annika?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we had a season of struggle. So we've been through some tough times in that blended family as well. And in that time, Phoebe and Jacob came along.
Right.
And then when Annika was 18, she headed out to her adult life.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden we had this different experience where the blended dynamic wasn't as daily for us, which was really interesting. So that's created all these different seasons of life, but all these different seasons of holiday season as well.
Yeah. Just different phases of our journey have looked differently.
Yeah.
And we've definitely evolved as a family in how we celebrate the holidays. We had some longstanding traditions, and we've had things we've tried and things we've added along the way. And so that's what we're here today to kind of talk about some of our holiday memories and traditions. And so there were a couple traditions that I brought into our family from my family of origin. Do you guys know what those ones were?
Yeah.
No.
What were they, Annika?
Annika?
What's one?
I know one is strawberry waffles.
Yes, strawberry waffles Christmas morning was
That's
something I grew up with.
Mm-hmm.
Can you think of any others?
Is the pajamas one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's right.
Opening brand new pajamas on Christmas Eve
Mm-hmm.
and then wearing those to bed so that you have these new jammies on Christmas morning. That was something.
Shoot. We better go jammy shopping.
I know. It's a good reminder. But that was something I also grew up with.
Mm-hmm.
So those were some things that I brought, some traditions.
Mhm.
Honey, you didn't bring as many traditions from your family of
I
origin.
know we were talking about that, and I don't really have a lot of memories of traditions.
Mhm.
Food, like
Yeah.
one thing my stepmom brought was that cranberry cider. I really like that cranberry cider. I don't know if anybody else does, but I like it. And Phoebe, what might be one more food that my stepmom may have brought?
A tradition.
The pie.
The
The little
tassies,
tassies.
Oh,
the
Yeah.
little
tassie.
miniature, yeah, little miniature pecan
I was
pies.
thinking
Mhm.
of Mike pie.
Oh no,
Oh.
that's not just the holidays. Yeah, that
That's
is something
awesome.
that was something
Yeah.
my dad really liked, and my grandma made it, and we called it Mike's pie because his name's
Mhm.
Mike also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there were some traditions that we each kind of brought into our family, but then there have been a lot of traditions that we've started over the years as a family. Like one that I've really enjoyed is watching the movie A Christmas Story. We tend to do that every year, and
Mm-hmm.
we all love that.
Yep.
One that you guys probably don't remember, I'm curious if you remember this, is when you were really young, you used to sleep under the Christmas tree, Christmas Eve.
There's pictures of that, but I don't remember.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see the girls nodding, and Jacob's
Yeah.
going, "Yeah, I don't know if I remember that." You were pretty
Yeah.
young, bud.
You were really young.
Mhm.
Yeah. But that was kind of a fun thing you guys like to do. What do you remember about that, Phoebe, Danica?
I remember sleeping just in the living room in general. I
Mhm.
usually would end up not under the Christmas tree. I know. I would end up under the coffee table that had like the cool pull-out chairs.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Hmm.
And then Annika would always end up on the couch because Annika was the oldest one. So therefore she had rights to the couch.
That's right.
It's so true.
That's right.
I really enjoyed sleeping under the tree with Phoebe. I feel like it was, I don't know if I did it before Phoebe was there. I was trying to think about that. I'm like, I don't think I did, but
Mm.
it was just special when I feel like she was old enough that we could do that. And it was like our
Yeah.
thing kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Jacob only made it 1 year all
And
night
Jacob was
long.
probably young. That's
Yeah.
probably why he doesn't
Yep.
remember.
Yeah. Very true. But those are just some of the things that I remember us doing as a family way back.
Hmm.
What
Mhm.
we're curious, what are some of the memories that you guys have around the holidays?
Yeah. Some traditions maybe you really liked.
Some of mine are bringing the decorations out.
Mhm.
I really enjoy, I feel like it's just such a fun, happy time as a family when we're doing that and just discovering and like reminding ourselves like all the decorations and like, oh, here's this one, here's this one. Like I always thought that was a great memory. Um,
Mhm.
Also sleeping out by the tree was one of my favorite memories
Mm.
because I loved doing that. And the stockings were a big thing for me. I feel like there was always such meaningful little things in the stockings,
Mm.
and I really liked how we made the stockings a big deal and
Yeah.
like puts like thoughtful things in them. And also being all together.
Yeah, the stockings were a big deal. Remember, I would make you pose for a picture, all three of you with your stockings before I let you dig into anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I
Oh,
have
yeah.
pictures every year of the
What do you
stocking
mean?
picture.
They have to pose for everything before they can do
I
anything.
know, I know.
This is true.
Hey, you're thankful for those pictures now. I know you are.
For sure.
Those are great memories,
Yeah.
Annika.
What
Yeah.
else?
What else, you guys?
We already touched base on the pajamas and the breakfast. I had those listed, but I really liked going to church as a family. That was
Mhm.
like a big thing for me. You know, you get to
Yep.
hold the candle, like a little
yeah.
kid going into like the big Persian church
Mhm.
service. It was like a big deal when I was little. And then you got to hold candles, which had fire on them. Like that's a whole nother thing. It was just an awesome time. And it was just nice to be able to go into the big church with all the family members. And then I
Yeah.
also had listed cutting Christmas trees down,
Yeah.
Mm.
which has been like my favorite thing for years, as we all know. And I just have good memories of us just trying to cut down this tree.
Mhm.
Yeah, you guys all participated in that,
Oh,
even
yeah.
when you were just little toddlers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. That was the cool thing about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What about you,
Well,
Jacob?
Phoebe stole my idea of the tree. But I think also about the tree was when we got it home and then we put the ornaments on and we would all
Mhm.
put the ornaments that we liked on. So like I would have like a little Star Wars one or
Mhm.
maybe would have a little animal one or something like that. And I thought that was cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the recent Anderson Advent Adventure, of
Mhm.
course,
Mhm.
which was full of surprises.
Yep.
We definitely have done that. Say a little more about that, buddy. What maybe tell our listeners what that was all about.
We like had an advent calendar. We would pull something every day, and it was like maybe an activity or a little gift or a little words of affirmation or whatever. So it was
Mhm.
different every morning, and we would wake up and wonder like, oh, are we going to a movie tonight, or are we
Mhm.
going to do the ornament challenge, or
Mhm.
if we were just getting candy that morning or whatever. That was
Mhm.
that was fun all the way up to Christmas.
So it's the mystery that was fun about that too, is not knowing what was coming. It wasn't just a piece of chocolate every single day. It was like
Yeah,
something unique.
Or are we going to go hand out care packages to the homeless?
Yeah.
Remember that one, Jacob?
that was always interesting.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, we have some funny stories on that one that we'll probably skip on this.
Yeah. And we did traditional Christmas celebration type things too, the decorating of Christmas cookies and the gingerbread houses
Mhm.
and
Well, not really gingerbread. It's just graham crackers
Yeah.
and a whole load
Yeah.
of candy and frosting.
yeah.
And putting up the lights outside.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. That's always
Mhm.
fun.
Mhm.
Yeah, those are really fun things. I think about the cutting of the tree as well. Like the very first time we got to do that, we actually cut down 2 trees. Phoebe and Jacob weren't even born yet.
Yep.
Annika, do you remember that?
I don't know. Kind
Okay.
of.
It was
Maybe
our
not so much.
Very first Christmas
Yeah.
together.
It was our first Christmas together before the wedding.
Mm-hmm.
And we decided that we were going to go to Manthi's where we cut trees down.
Right.
And we got 2 trees that year. We took one to my house, one to mom's house, and we decorated them both.
Yeah, that was
Mhm.
really fun. And
Yeah.
a super special memory around Annika that year was I had made a special ornament for you, honey.
Oh, yeah.
And it was you told
a
us
heart,
yeah, you
yeah.
told the story.
So mom had this special ornament hanging on her tree, and it's like a little wooden heart, and she painted it. And on the front, it says, I love you.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the back, it says, well, Annika was like 5, and we said, hey, Annika, come and read
Come
this.
and check this out.
And this was actually how we kind of announced to Annika that this was going to be a little bit more permanent as far as a
Mhm.
relationship goes.
Yeah.
And on the back, it said, marry me. But Annika, being like 5, she was working
So excited about
yeah.
Christmas.
We were already engaged, but Annika didn't know that yet. And so Annika was like 5, and mom says, hey, will you read this? And so Annika's sounding it out, and she's like, Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
And we're like, no, that's not quite what it says. That was kind of funny.
Do you remember that, sweetie?
I remember decorating the tree in Mike's place. I
Mhm.
definitely remember that, and I remember
Mhm.
the ornament. I
Yeah.
remember exactly what it looks like and everything. I thought that was a really neat idea. Now looking back.
Yeah, it was pretty
We
funny.
still put it on the tree every year.
I know,
You've all
yeah.
seen it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a really cute memory how she was like, Merry Christmas. We were like,
Close
oh.
So that's how the whole chopping of the tree thing started.
Yeah.
21 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And then this year we bought an unreal tree. The tree we have this year is unreal.
We're not using the word
we'll
fake.
Yeah. So we'll move along with that.
We got a new tradition.
That tradition has come to a close, but it's been a fun run for over 20 years.
Yeah.
Wait, Phoebe, is your place? Do you have a fake one?
Yeah, the skinny one.
So we all have a fake one then now.
There we go. Now we have a new tradition. They're unreal. They're
Yeah,
unreal.
maybe someday when you guys have kids, you can revamp
That is my plan.
cutting down of the
Cutting
tree.
of the
Yeah.
tree.
Yeah.
That's
We'll
right.
take a hiatus on that one for a
That's
while,
right.
right?
What are some funny memories that you think of that make you laugh?
My funny memory that I thought of was the singing. I believe it was a Douglas fir, the little tree that would sing.
That thing was creepy.
Yeah, he was very creepy, but I loved him and I look forward to seeing him every year.
So his eyes, it was like a little mechanical toy, and you'd push a button. I think, did you push a button? I can't remember.
Oh,
He
yeah.
had
Or was
to.
it, yeah, and his eyes would open like he'd suddenly like have
Like,
his
hello,
bulging eye. Yeah.
I'm Douglas fir or something like that, and then do like a little song.
We threw that away a couple of years ago.
He
Yeah.
finally bit the dust.
Yeah.
That was
Funny
funny.
memory though.
What else?
Going back to cutting the tree, we all kind of were terrible at cutting the tree. Other than Dad, we would get like 2 saws in, and it would like pop
Yeah.
out of the
Yeah.
little track that we're trying to cut, and it would it wouldn't take very long for most of us to throw in the towel.
Yeah.
And we'd all laugh at each other, and then it would get to your turn, and you'd do the same thing.
Yeah, so true.
You guys are gonna have to figure that out if you're gonna carry it on with your kids.
No, right?
That's what we call imperfect progress.
That's right.
You were still
That's right.
making progress on the tree, but it was very imperfect.
That's right.
And you were having fun.
Yeah,
Right.
for sure.
Yeah.
Any funny memories, Jacob?
I think the first time we watched Christmas Vacation,
Oh, yep.
that movie's not exactly family friendly. So when we turned of age, that was a very coming of age moment, and it was very funny.
Okay. And that made you laugh. Yeah. For sure.
Yes.
Yep. In your mid-teen years or whatever it was that we
Yeah,
unveiled
like
that one.
13 or something.
That's right. That's good. Well, the reality of blended family life too is that sometimes we just don't get it right. Sometimes we have tough times. And so I wonder, it's always great to reminisce about fun and laughter and those kinds of things. So I wonder if you think back on the last 20 years or so, or at least as many years as you can remember, what kinds of things might have been more difficult or negative around the holidays?
It was kind of negative too. I guess I put pressure on myself to spend equal amounts of time with both of my families on both sides, my dad's side and my mom's side. And I guess it just like, I know I shouldn't be feeling bad, but I'd feel bad if I can't wake up Christmas morning there or have to leave there or stuff like that was just hard, I guess.
Yeah.
That was really the only thing.
So kind of moving back and forth between homes where you're kind of always missing somebody, right? You got lots of people in both homes that you love.
Mm-hmm.
So you use the word pressure. Would you say that was more of something you've experienced as an adult? Or did you actually experience pressure when we were, following a parenting plan and shuttling you back and forth?
I think when I put pressure, just like I was referring to in the moment when that was happening, like in my head, I would kind of feel bad if I couldn't be at the one house more or equal amount of time, that I would just, feel bad about that, put pressure on myself when it was really impossible to be at both houses at once. So,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. None of us get the privilege of being in two places at once.
No.
Unfortunately, no.
I do remember times when you would be, maybe at your dad's house first, like in the morning, and then you'd come to our house and you would be a little bit, glum on Christmas. And I remember there was one time when you really seemed down, and I was able to kind of talk you through that or talk to you and ask some questions. And what you expressed was that it was hard for you to leave the fun you were having at your dad's. And you wanted to come and have fun with us as well. And you were excited to come and see us. But at the same time, you were missing what was going on at your dad's house. And I'm imagining that would happen both ways, back and forth.
Yeah. I think it was just hard to leave the house that I woke up into,
Yeah.
Yeah. You're always getting cut short.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then from our perspective, Phoebe and Jacob, I don't know if you ever remember like kind of being anxious, waiting for Annika to arrive.
That was kind of my only thing that I had listed or could think of for like my negative experience would be like any moment where Annika was either late to something, had to leave to go to something, or just wasn't able to come to something. Because not just missing a sister, but like especially I noticed with mom, it would really impact her.
Yeah.
Like that was a big thing for me because I'm big on like the vibes that I feel
Mhm.
around me. And
Mhm.
so if it's like, oh, Annika's not coming today, especially like in more recent years when Annika hasn't lived here or like lived in the
Yeah.
area, it's like, oh, she's not going to make it this year. Oh, she's going to be an hour late. Like it
Mm.
just, it's not something that we can control, but it definitely dampens the mood. And it's things that I would always pick up on. So I
Yeah.
can't remember like a specific example of like, this is the moment that I felt was negative, but I just remember a collective feeling and like weight in the air.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe more of a bummer than a negative, so to speak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of.
Kind of. Yeah.
Yeah. And we went through those 3 tough years, which we've talked
Mhm.
about on the show, where Annika was kind of being,
She was stuck in the middle between
the
two
2 homes.
houses that were not getting along.
Yeah. So, yeah, I did experience sadness. I definitely grieved when Annika wasn't around. In fact, we did a whole podcast episode on that, of how to manage emotions when you're missing a child, which is easy in hindsight to look back and say, I wish I would have handled it differently. But in the moment at the time, it is tough. So, and it's, it's interesting that Annika expresses she was feeling pressure and, we were feeling missing her. So it's just everyone's really experiencing some painful emotions in this dynamic. And I think that's important for us to understand.
Yeah. What would you add to all that, Jacob?
I just think that, especially when Phoebe and I were younger, just like every year or every holiday, it doesn't even have to be just, Christmas. It could be like Easter or, whatever. Just waiting to ask that question of, is Annika going to be there, or when is Annika going to be there? And I mean, that I'm sure that same thing happened at your dad's house too. It's not like it goes one way. Everybody's feeling that wonder or void.
Yeah. It's so interesting to hear from each of you guys as adults now, and for those couples that we serve who have ours babies, like Phoebe and Jacob are ours babies, that the dynamics impact everybody, and there's no way around it. It doesn't mean it's terrible. It's not the end of the world. Like, it's awesome that we're all here on this call, and we love each other, and we're connected, and we get to talk like this. But part of our closeness, I think, is that we've walked through some tough times together. Like, we've actually experienced some of those challenges together. And often when we come out the other side of challenges in relationship, whatever the relationship is, it actually is a bonding moment.
Yeah.
And so, for those who are listening, if you're going through struggles and you've got some interesting dynamics, and you've got younger kids who are maybe ours babies and that kind of thing, it's the dynamics are going to impact them. But that doesn't mean that you don't create bonds. It doesn't mean that you don't enjoy your family. It doesn't mean that you don't move forward and really thrive as a family. And so I hope that's encouraging to those who are listening.
Yeah, I think it's this balance of having the courage to face reality. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Let's not pretend that there aren't children that are impacted and hurting and struggling, because these dynamics are tough on kids. But at the same time, embracing the joy and making the best of the situation and being flexible when you need to, and not allowing it to completely, ruin your day when something unexpected happens or when a child is struggling, and just learning how to manage that well.
Yeah. And finding little ways to lower the impact. So I think about those years where Annika got to be at her dad's in the morning and then came over a bit later in the day for us. I know Phoebe and Jacob had to hold off on gifts and stuff, but we still did stockings before she got there, and we did, a few different things. So it wasn't just like, no, you don't get to do anything until your sister gets here, right?
Yeah.
We didn't work it that way. But so it impacts, but at the same time, we can find creative ways to make it really great for everybody, regardless of the dynamics that are going on. What are the thoughts? I know, one of the questions I shot out to you guys is like, what maybe made you sad or frustrated, maybe angry, annoyed? I don't know. Those were some feeling words that I threw out there that I'm like, hey, I know that happens around the holidays.
Yeah.
Do you have any different thoughts around that question?
I had one, but it has less to do with step family dynamics.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
It's mainly mom, occasionally Annika, will have an issue with when it's really cold and we do an outdoor activity, or when it's like, they're starting to get tired and crabby, and it just mainly those particular people would
Wow.
would
Singling
voice
out.
their opinions about that a little more than I would have liked. And we're like trying to go and do this fun little family thing, and mom is like, "It's so cold. Why can't we do this inside?" And I'm like, okay.
Yep.
That's funny.
I think you got to own that one, honey. I think you gotta
Yeah.
Oh no, it's so true.
Just people complaining when we're trying to do something fun as like a
Yeah.
family, which I get. It happens during any season, any holiday. It doesn't matter. Any activity, it can happen. I'm sure I have been the culprit of this various times, but
well, there have been circumstances where you brought the mood down a couple
Well,
times
the
too,
funniest
Phoebe.
thing about you sharing that, Phoebe, for me is it's so true. Absolutely. I am a grump when it's cold. I just don't handle it well. I grew up in California. I don't like snow. But the funniest thing is that some of the memories that I treasure are, you out in the snow making snow angels. And when you guys made snow forts and snowman, remember the snowman you made, Annika, back in the old house?
Remember him, Blaine? What was his name? Come on. We named him
Mr.
Snow.
No.
Knows? I don't know.
On the bottom snowball, we made a big crack in the back.
Bum.
And we called him Mr. Roboto.
Oh yeah. We were really obsessed with talking about butts.
Yeah. We were really into the Mr. Roboto song by Styx back then too. So
That's awesome.
it was Mr. Roboto.
I remember now.
But some of my favorite memories do involve snow. I mean, we've gone sledding.
It's just you from the window watching from the inside.
Yeah. And you guys throwing snowballs at me at the window. Do you remember that?
Oh,
I was on the inside and you were throwing snowballs at the window at me. It was fun. Yeah.
So you like to enjoy from a distance.
Yes.
So we had lots of fun around the holidays, but we were talking about things that annoy us. And Jacob's
got one. I have one more thing before I say that about the snow thing with you, Mom, is that I think one of the best memories is when you actually did come out and put on your snow gear and like do the snow forts with Dad and I and throw the snowballs, because it actually, it proved that even though you didn't like the snow, that you were still like there, and that kind of made us feel loved, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you saying that, honey. Did you guys probably don't know this, but I actually had to do therapy in order to get over my fear of snow. Yes. Okay. So I'm glad that paid off and that you felt loved, that I was able to go out in the snow, because that was my motivation for doing therapy, to get over my fear of snow. So sorry, go on, honey.
We were talking about negative things, so I'm done with that. I think that like annoyance is definitely the word that comes to mind when it comes to this need for perfection around the holidays. I think we've managed that well, especially as we've gotten older. I think it's probably a large issue with a lot of families and step families of feeling a need to do something every day and make everything a memory and make everything perfect, especially because you're kind of trying to make the time that you have your kid with you the best time,
Yep.
But in reality, even just having a day around the holidays of just hanging out, you can just eat food, do whatever, just hang out in the living room, like watch a movie. Like, it doesn't always have to be this big grand holiday season.
Yeah.
And I mean, there is plenty of room for that, and that's a good thing. It's like, go out and do fun things. But I think that in between that, it's just nice to calm down and not worry about, having all this perfect stuff, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really good observation, Jacob, and probably calling me out a little bit on that because I tend to try to make things big and great, and I want everything to be just so, and all of that. And yeah, I've had to learn over the years to just mellow out. Just it's going to be okay. We're going to have a good time. Let's just enjoy our time together. So yeah, I can see where that and that might, I don't know, did that feel like pressure to you, Jacob, sometimes?
No, it's not just that. It just feels like exhaustion when, I don't know, I guess you're trying to do something and then maybe one of the kids or two of the kids doesn't want to do it. And we're kind of just feel tired and we want to go home or hungry or whatever. It's just all this, there's just a day where we're just not in the mood to go out and do big energy things.
Mm,
And then on those days, it's still a good thing to just hang out,
yeah, yeah.
So to just be.
Just be. Wait, so you mean you three didn't always agree on what you wanted to do when you wanted to do?
I know it's crazy.
Wow. Shocking. So I'm just thinking about, well, as you were sharing that, Jacob, and thinking about your role in the family where you weren't moving between two homes. You were just in
yeah.
our home and you felt that exhaustion and that frustration of, oh, here we go. We need to, imagine how Annika felt moving between two homes, or how blended families, children moving between two homes. It's, I would imagine it's almost magnified that, okay, here you're here in our home. Now we're going to go do and take advantage. And then, okay, now you're in this home. Come on. We've got plans. We've got things going on. Did you experience anything like that, Annika?
Yeah. And so for a feeling of sad, I put seeing how Christmas morning had to be interrupted at times due to my situation of just going back and forth. I think that kind of goes along with how I don't want to say I felt guilty, but I obviously knew, I knew both families wanted to spend time with me in the holidays, and that was great, but it was upsetting how, especially with the younger siblings, seeing their morning, interrupted and things. And I think looking back now, I really felt it then, but I was, there was times I was younger too, and it was always just chaotic.
Yeah.
So that was hard. And I also put, it was frustrating not being able to just stay in one place on Christmas like everyone else it felt could, because I just always wish, I'm like, oh, I wish it just everyone was here at one house and it would just be all my siblings in one place. But I obviously knew that couldn't happen because, different families. But
that's an interesting kind of unique piece of our family dynamic for those who are listening. Annika has 3 younger siblings at her dad's house in that season.
Similar ages.
Two younger siblings in our house. And she's the only one that had to move back and forth. So she's got all these, 5 siblings that are all staying put in their own homes. And Annika's kind of moving back and forth. That had to have been challenging.
Yeah.
And everyone wanting to spend time with her.
Yeah, everybody's Annika.
Yeah, which was great in some ways, but in a lot of ways, I'm just I just wish things could have been quote unquote normal. I know normal is not really a thing, but just how it should be on Christmas morning with one family, and that couldn't be. But I feel like everyone did the best they could. I don't think there was a ton of really negative experiences around it. Just the situation itself was hard, and the dynamics. But
usually the difficult emotions that we experience around blended family life, and even though sometimes there are arguments back and forth and disagreements, but the majority of the challenge, it's not about the people. It's just about the circumstances.
Right.
And most of the circumstances we just can't change.
Yeah.
Right.
And so we want to do the best in the midst of them. And hopefully we've been able to love you well through all of that.
You all have.
Cool. Well, I wonder, maybe we switch from that. And one question I had is kind of about gratitude. And maybe I would amp up that question just a little bit by saying, hey, what are you thankful for that we've experienced over the holidays, maybe that you might even consider implementing when you have families of your own someday? I kind of amplify that question. What do you think?
Okay, I've got 3 for this.
Okay, all right,
Go for it.
I was very excited about this question. My first one is like a Christmas Day thing. And I really liked how we did individual opening of gifts
Oh.
in the sense that we're going around in a circle and I'm going to enjoy watching you get your thing that maybe I don't necessarily care about, but you love it.
Mhm. Yep.
At least like what I've seen in like media and that sort of thing. It's like a family ravaging all these gifts and then like nobody knows what anyone else got because it only matters what you got. And so I really liked and like getting to see their reaction, especially if you're the one who gifted it to them.
Yeah.
Like I feel like every year I'd end up getting dad like a tool. Every year dad would be like, "Wow, thank you so much!" Like, and I was like, "I'm the coolest daughter. I got my dad tools." Like, I don't know. It was just a cool experience that we're all able to just share, and everybody had to do it for everybody else. So it's not like it was like a grudging thing. Like now we have to watch Jacob open all his presents. And it was like every other person.
Yeah, we just did one at a time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly. I loved the maintaining of the energy for everybody and appreciation for each gift.
That's awesome.
So that was my first one. And then I have the thankful for window. So like around Thanksgiving time, we would start this thankful like notes. Every year would be a different shape that mom would cut out on like colorful paper. And we'd leave it by the window and with some tape and a pen. And you would write something that you're thankful for on it, and then you would tape it to the window. And like anybody who came over would be like, "You want to add to it?" And it was like always just really sweet. And you could write your name on it if you wanted to. You didn't have to. And then around like Christmas, we would like go through them all and be like, "Oh, this one's cute." Somebody says they're thankful for Wyatt. Somebody says that they're thankful for food.
Or funny
Or
ones.
there was some great scribbles on when you guys
Oh,
were
yeah.
little too.
Or just
The little
stickers.
ones are so funny to look back on because it's just doodles of random things that you can't even tell.
Yep. We still have all those.
We have all of
years
them,
them
yeah.
all. Yeah.
Yeah, but that was a cool thing for me because then I would have friends over and I could invite them to write something that they're thankful for, and that was like a cool thing.
Yeah.
And it made me learn how to appreciate little things in life because there was a lot of tiny things like I'm thankful for coffee and cards with dad, like things like that. So that was my second one.
Okay.
And then for my third one, I'm very thankful for like the allowing of cool down time after opening Christmas presents, like the big Christmas morning.
Yeah.
We are a family that like we go and we do things afterwards too. Like I know lately it has been going to movies has been our thing. Like that sort of thing. Like it's a day for family. Like of course we're gonna spend the day together. But right when you open your presents, especially for kids, it's like I want to go and I want to go play with these for the next hour. And you allowed that time.
What else? Annika or Jacob?
I really liked how us as a family always made Christmas a time about giving and not receiving, and that's something I really want to carry through to my family is this is a time to give, and I always thought you both made such an importance of that, and looking back I think that's really important to do and realize during the holidays. So
How about you, Jacob? Anything you're thankful for or that you would maybe carry on in your future family someday?
I think one thing I think about is having to do with the Christmas tree and how first we would all work together, to cut it down and bring it. But I think the funnest part and part that I think was very including of everybody and made everybody feel, that we were starting the Christmas season together was the putting on the ornaments and how we would have these different, I already talked about this a little bit, but have the different ornaments that have little things that we all like. So like I would have my little drum set one. And even when like, for example, it would be early in the morning. So mom wouldn't want to, get up off the couch. and I'm a victim of that too, but mom would usually be the one to take out the ornaments out of the box and like hand them to us. But then when we would find one that had like a little puffin on it or something that mom would like make her get up and go put it on the tree, I think through the season and through the month, when you are just walking through the living room and you see the little one that you like, or you see another one that somebody else likes, it makes you think of them. I think that's special.
Yeah, that's cool. It seems like we did work hard at making each individual person represented, even just in our environment through the
Yes.
decorations and that kind of thing, for
Yeah.
sure.
Well, we give ornaments every year too. That's part of the.
Yeah.
We give you each a gift. I think Annika for years had basketball themed.
Yeah.
Madeline.
Madeline.
Yeah.
We've got lots of
so
those.
Sushi.
Sushi. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have my narwhal one too.
Yeah.
You
Narwhals.
got a good
Yeah.
narwhal.
Yeah.
I have at least 2 Peppa Pig ones. I know.
I remember those. Yep. Yeah. What do you wish Mom and I might have done differently over the years when it came to holidays?
This kind of stems back to one specific Christmas morning between me and Mom, and the breakfast choice that she loves every Christmas, strawberry waffles. There was an altercation when I was younger, not wanting the strawberry waffles. So, I mean, looking back, it's very sentimental to Mom, and I appreciated that. But I, at the time, thought that there should be, more breakfast options and just strawberry waffles. So that's when
I think
So
you
we
were
needed
6.
we needed to add a little more to the menu.
Yes.
Yeah. Very dramatic. I remember crying in my bed for hours after I wouldn't leave my room because it was such a big deal. But I kind of wrote that as a joke, but I'm glad we worked through it. So in the end, but then I thought every year I thought about strawberry waffles a lot differently. Like after that year,
It took us 20 years to work through it, but
Yeah.
we've worked through it.
And
now.
I think that whole situation is kind of like what Jacob was sharing about the perfectionism. I wanted it to be perfect.
Right.
And my kid has to engage in the tradition I grew up with for this to be perfect.
it's a sentimental thing, and
Mhm.
I think that is a good concept to think about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and our listeners do know about this because that particular situation created a lot of strife between us.
Yep.
Yeah.
there's a couple.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and so we do talk about the time when Mike noticed some of my failings as a parent and how I handled that or didn't handle that situation very well.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Merry Christmas, everybody. All the relationships are blowing up.
Yeah.
Again, we're facing realities
That's
today.
right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Mhm. And we worked through it. We worked through it all.
For
We
sure.
did.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Thanks for sharing, hon.
What I have is I realized when I got all these questions of like, come up with memories that goes with these. I realized that like when thinking about it, I only had Annika in memories of the tree, like cutting down and decorating the tree, or Christmas Day. Like there were a lot of like other activities that I know that we did, like gingerbread houses and cookies and like all these things that I'm like, for whatever reason, either Annika wasn't there or I just don't remember her being there, like all that sort of stuff. And it's like a weird little gap, it almost feels like.
Yeah.
And so something that I think, I don't know exactly the practicality of this, and I'm sure it's different situation to situation, but had there been like a better way to navigate ensuring that Annika would be able to be present for a lot of those activities. And I'm sure a lot of it had to do with the ex-spouse, like I actually want her on these days, like type of thing. But just being able to say, hey, we're doing this thing this day and we're making sure that this is the day that Annika's going to be here and be able to be present for that. Because like I feel like it wasn't until like high school time that I can like pinpoint exact times where I'm like, oh yeah, Annika was there for this not necessarily tree or Christmas activity. Which is like weird to think about.
Yeah, there were times when we just had to forge ahead and do things with the two of you because Annika was at her dad's. And that is something to grieve. And that's something that blended families do need to learn how to understand and navigate.
Yeah. And another dynamic that's actually really common in blended families is the age gap. Like we were just talking last night with Annika a little bit about how when she left to adulthood at 18, Jacob was only 9. So Phoebe, you were only 10.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. And so for the last almost decade, Annika hasn't lived in our house. And so you guys have had like half of your childhood where she's been in Hawaii and in Seattle and in Spokane.
Doing her thing.
Different places and hasn't been able to be present. So there is a gap. And yeah, it's tough to ensure everybody's around for the majority of things when you're in a blended family.
Yeah,
it's hard.
it really is. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah, that's good, Phoebe. Thanks for sharing that. What thoughts might you have, Jacob?
I think that you guys did this really well, but I also don't think everybody's perfect. But
True.
like compromise, I think around like the holidays, especially like on those days where you would want to go, especially you, Dad, would want to go to look around at the lights around Linden, which
Yeah.
was fun. But then, maybe one year there was, maybe I was tired or just didn't want to go, like had a bad day or whatever, or Phoebe was, all, just feeling like not wanting to go. I think
Mhm.
that, obviously you want everybody to be there and have that memory,
Yeah.
but there's compromise to be made.
Yeah.
And I think that there's some things that, it should be get in the car and go regardless, but not a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You will drink this peppermint cocoa and like it.
That's good. So I don't know why you're implying that.
And I'm wondering, like Jacob, for you, your wiring is that you really like to know in advance what's going to happen, and you're a planner.
True.
So, are you talking about things that are kind of spur of the moment of, hey, we're going to go do this? Or was it easier for you when it was planned out and you knew what to expect?
I was easier. That's
Mhm.
true. But
Mhm.
yeah, I think especially, when we're old enough to, just hang out in our room or do whatever, like make our own food, like the age from like 13 on or 12 on or whatever it's going to be. I think that you have that right as a
Mhm.
kid,
Mm.
and that a parent should recognize that, if it's just not the day that they want to do something, then they can just stay home.
Mhm. Yeah, that's a tough thing
Yeah,
to
it's hard.
navigate. Sometimes, like you said, sometimes it is, yes, let's get in the car and go, and knowing when it's that and when it's not is challenging. But yeah, you're right. I think we
Yeah.
might have been able to balance that better. And you're right, Jacob. I'm the one who tends to push it most of the time. So yeah.
So I'm wondering if we could wrap up our conversation today. I'd love to share some sentimental gifts that I've received from you guys over the years. And if you have any memories, I'm putting you on the spot a little bit here. We didn't ask this question up front, but if you have any memories of sentimental gifts you've received over the years that were special. But I will share last year. Oh, and I'm going to get emotional.
Oh boy, here we go. Usually it's me crying and blubbering. Yeah.
Last year, Phoebe made me a beautiful scrapbook, and that was so sweet and sentimental. Not just the fact that she put in all this time and creative energy putting these pictures together, but she wrote sweet affirmations on each page, and that was just so sweet. And then I was able to find some sentimental gifts from the past.
Oh, way past.
Yes.
Look at the handwriting on those.
Yes. So here's one. Here's one from Jacob. 20 minutes of snuggle time, good for any day.
Whoa.
I think
She's
I might
cashing that
I
in
might
today,
cash this in, Bubba. Look at the look on his face.
There's no expiration date.
What was I thinking?
20 minutes.
You love to snuggle with me at one point in life.
Yeah, I was like 8.
And then I also
it.
have some lovely coupons from you, Annika.
Oh,
Making a meal for Phoebe and Jacob by myself.
nice.
That's
I don't see any
valuable.
expiration dates on these either.
Good for 5 times of cleaning up the playroom, which was a disaster.
I
That's
never
huge.
used those.
Good for 4 times of giving the kids a bath.
Oh, let's not cash that in. Yeah, we're not doing that.
That's a little inappropriate.
Yeah.
So obviously these were sentimental because I never cashed them in. I kept them close to my heart. They're very sweet. But what I find so interesting about these is that we talk a lot on the show about bonding with your kids and your stepkids and understanding them through the lens of their personality type and their wiring, their unique wiring.
Yeah.
And I find it interesting that you each spoke your own love language to me. So, Jacob, one of your primary love languages is physical touch, and you want snuggle time with mom. Annika, one of your love languages is acts of service. You love when someone pitches in and helps you out with something, and all of yours are acts of service. Let me take a load off of you, mom, and help you out, which is so sweet. And Phoebe, words of affirmation. You love that. Quality time is definitely your number one, I would say. But words of affirmation and just encouragement. And that's what you were speaking back to me in that scrapbook. All the journaling and the wording you put in there was just so encouraging and uplifting. So I just think it's so cool how you're each speaking your own unique love language back to me. That's really cool.
That's a great observation.
So, have you thought of any sentimental gifts over the years that you've received from each other or from us?
This is a gift from Annika, actually. I was probably in middle school. And like, this was about a time that like I hadn't seen Annika regularly for a long time, it felt like. And so like she didn't necessarily know me very well, know who I was, to the degree that immediate family that lives in my house every day does.
Right.
Like it was like a I see you around holidays and occasionally in between type of relationship. And like I remember Annika showing up. She was like, I tried really hard to find a gift that I think you'd like. Like it's really easy for everyone else, it feels like. Like I remember you saying words like that. And you were like, and this is what I settled on. Mom has been sending me pictures of the drawings that you do. And I got you these colored pencils because I think that you'd really like them and they look like the colors that you've been using. And like, it was like just really sweet and personalized. And it was like, I knew you didn't necessarily have a lot of money to spend at the time. And I knew you didn't know exactly what to get me. And it was just like this special little, this is something that I thought about for days. And this is what I came up with. And I'm so sorry it's not that much. But it's something that I think you'll like. And like, I have them like sitting on my desk. They sit on my, I don't touch them because I don't want them to run out. I think they just kind of, they sit and they're like the nice colored pencils that are like the colors that I like type of thing.
Sweet.
Sounds really thoughtful.
Yeah, that's sweet.
I'm glad. I'm happy that you liked them.
Any other thoughts come to mind? Sentimental or meaningful gifts?
I honestly can't think of a lot of gifts throughout the years, but I know that mom has done a really good job at like making things for us and using her creative abilities to, like make things for us. And I have so many things over the years that mom has made us, and they're just so special to me, and they're so meaningful, and they're things that I'll never get rid of. And I really appreciated those gifts. And I loved how you guys would put little, like the stocking gifts again, talk about like how mom would, and Mike would wrap them all individually. I really liked that. And it just made it feel special. You would make an effort to really get us a meaningful thing that we really wanted, and cared about. So yeah, I appreciated that.
Thanks for sharing, hon. Yeah. I can think of a sentimental gift that Phoebe, you got for Jacob last year that we refused to get him. Do you remember that, Jacob?
I do. Yes, it was the bidet.
Oh, it was?
It was a big thing because Jacob he talked about a bidet for over a year.
Yes.
Like, and you just kept being no. And I was like, I'm the cool sister that went off to college now. And I have adult money. And like I work for this, and I can be the cool sister that comes home and like get him this thing that the parents keep saying no.
What you're saying is not only was it a thoughtful gift, but it was an act of defiance.
Nice.
I was just like, I'm gonna get it for him. I'm gonna do it.
We caught that vibe.
What?
We let him open it before Christmas too, so that he could use it on Christmas Day.
I remember that. Wow. What a cool way to celebrate 150 episodes.
Woohoo!
And what a privilege to just talk with all of you guys. I hope for our listeners, we've been through some stuff. If you've listened to the podcast at all, you know a lot of our story, and you know that as a family, we've really walked through some stuff. Yeah. But to be 21 years in and, all the kids heading off to adulthood,
Mm-hmm.
and to be able to have a conversation like this and enjoy each other and laugh and be real and be honest with each other and have some great memories to share. What a privilege that is. And so if you're just starting the journey, and I just want to encourage you, it's going to be tough. There's going to be lots of roadblocks and speed bumps and obstacles and all kinds of seasons to get through. Yet difficult and good, they connect.
They can coexist.
Exactly. They're not mutually exclusive. So I just encourage you to keep taking steps forward. I encourage you to keep working on relationships and on creating just genuine connection with your kids, with your stepkids, and with each other, because there is a way to get to the other side.
Difficult roads often lead to beautiful destinations. You just got to hang in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And if you're really, really feeling stuck, don't hesitate to reach out to us. We'll put a link in the show notes. You can schedule a free coaching call, and we'd be happy to help you get unstuck.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, what are our closing thoughts?
Well, I'm going to go cash in on my snuggle time. 20 minutes. You're not looking excited about that, Bob.
I'm going off the grid.
Awesome. Well, I hope this has been fun for our listeners. I hope you've enjoyed it, and we hope you have a wonderful holiday season.
Yes.
Next week, we're going to talk about a few things that might steal your joy in the holiday season, but we won't leave you hanging with that. We'll also talk about ways to gain it back. All right. Hey, Annika, Phoebe, Jacob, thank you so much for being willing to have this conversation with us. If there's an encouragement you could share with someone who's struggling with their child or stepchild, what might be one encouragement?
Don't be perfect, because you never will be.
Imperfect progress. We talk about that all the time. Thanks, buddy. That's a good thought.
I would say always take a second to take a step back and listen to your child or stepchild, and don't act negatively based off of their reactions, because they might be going through something deeper on a deeper level that you don't know what's going on. So always take a second to listen.
Very good advice.
Stay curious when kids are struggling. Stay curious, and remember that often they're not giving you a hard time, they're having a hard time.
Right.
So that's good advice, Annika. Yeah. How about you, Phoebe?
Yeah. I think just always remembering to be present, because sometimes, especially kids, you're still figuring out your emotions. You don't understand your emotions or how to cope with them. And sometimes you just got to sit there and you got to cry or like scream or something, and just loving them, being present, knowing this is temporary. They're confused, possibly scared, and just being there for a kid can mean so much other than just getting upset and being like, stop crying. Why are you upset? Go to your room. Like being willing to sit there with them, let them cry, let them cool down, and then have a conversation.
Yeah.
That's great advice.
Oh, from the mouths of babes.
Yep.
Now, if you're wondering whether some of what our kids shared was hard for us to hear, the answer is yes. We all want to believe our kids are enjoying a perfect childhood, especially around the holidays, right?
Right.
But as Jacob so wisely shared at the end, you really can't make everything perfect.
Yeah. And you know what? That's actually okay. It's far better to face reality and do your best to support your kids through the very real struggles of childhood and blended family dynamics, of course, rather than expecting or pretending that everything is just perfect. When things don't go as planned, you haven't failed or ruined your children's childhood.
No.
The truth is there are lots of things in life that we just can't control or fix. But we can face hard things together as a family and set our sights on imperfect progress rather than perfection.
Those final words of wisdom from our girls were so powerful. Take a step back, listen, and don't overreact. When things aren't going according to plan, maybe a child is grumpy, engagement fizzles out, or tension is high, most of us tend to lean into our own viewpoint.
That's right.
That's when we might get a bit critical. This child is ungrateful. That one's disrespectful.
Yep.
Or we label kids as manipulative or selfish. But when we're willing to look beyond the unwanted behavior, most often there's a hurting child underneath who simply needs to be seen and heard.
Yeah, that's right. You know, my take on Annika's phrase, taking a step back, is this. Like, let go of your negative emotions and high expectations just long enough to gain an understanding of someone else's struggle.
We know that's easier said than done. Our first Christmas together, I was so fixated on everyone eating strawberry waffles because it was an important childhood tradition for me.
That's right.
That I completely missed the opportunity to really hear Annika's perspective and simply honor her desire for something different that morning. I got stuck in my own emotions and expectations and ended up saying some hurtful things, which ruined much of our day, unfortunately.
That was a rough one.
Yeah. If I had been willing to take a step back and then step into Annika's shoes, listen with empathy and be flexible, our morning would have been so much more enjoyable. And Annika's memories of that day would be very different.
That's right. So this Christmas, when you find yourself getting fixated on your own emotions and expectations, and maybe even moving toward criticism, we encourage you to stop, take a step back, and get curious instead. Step into your child's shoes and do your best to understand their perspective. Yes, it's true that we all need to acknowledge and process our own painful emotions and disappointments. We're not discounting that because those are valid. But if you can step back from them just in the moment and offer your children emotional support first, most things will tend to go a lot smoother.
Yes.
And then later, with a trusted adult, your spouse, a friend, a family member, that's a good time to share and process through your own disappointments and experiences.
Yes. We know how challenging all of this can be. And once again, we want to commend you for being here today. Your mindset of understanding and growth is such a gift to your family, and it will set everyone up for better outcomes over time. And if you agree with us that it's important to step into your kids' shoes and you'd like to gain some more insight and guidance on how to understand and support them, check out the link in the show notes. It'll take you to all the episodes we've done over the years that focus on kids' perspectives.
That's right. And we've also included a few holiday-specific episodes, which you might find especially helpful right now.
We hope you enjoyed this conversation with our kids. And from our family to yours, we wish you a very Merry Christmas.
Absolutely. And next week, we'll be dropping a simple step episode all about incremental progress. So be sure you're following the show so you don't miss that. And guess what? That's going to make this episode and 2025 a wrap.
Until next time.